The first time I saw an entire city burn, I understood why the world started to fear Rome. I was not a soldier, I was a clerk. I wrote numbers on wax tablets. I counted grain, ships, and taxes. I thought power was about gold. I was wrong. I was there when Rome stopped being just a strong city and became something else, something bigger, something that made kings nervous and small nations disappear. If you think superpowers are modern, stay with me. The truth is older, and it's more brutal than you expect. I was born when Rome was still called a republic. We had senators, votes, and loud debates. On paper, we were just one city among many. Carthage was richer, Greece was smarter, Egypt was older. But Rome had one thing others did not. We did not quit. When I was young, the war with Carthage was already eating the world. You may have heard of Hannibal, the man who crossed the Alps with elephants. I did not see the elephants, but I saw the fear. News came that entire Roman armies were wiped out. At Cannae, tens of thousands of our men died in one day. I saw mothers in the streets crying. I saw senators pale and shaking. Any other city would have sued for peace. Rome raised another army, and then another, and then another. If you want to understand how a superpower is born, remember this moment. Rome did not win because it avoided disaster. Rome won because it survived disaster. Stay with me. The real shift comes next. After years of war, Carthage fell. I was older then. I worked near the docks when the ships came back from Africa. I saw prisoners unloaded in chains. I saw carts filled with silver and gold. Carthage, the mighty rival, was finished. Rome did not just defeat an enemy. Rome removed a rival. That is different. A strong state wins battles. A superpower removes competition. And Rome was not done. You might think this is only about war. It is not. War was only one tool. After Carthage, Rome turned east. Greece had culture, art, and learning. But Greece was divided, city against city, pride against pride. Rome stepped in as protector. That word should make you uncomfortable. I watched ambassadors from Greek cities come to Rome asking for help against their neighbors. Rome sent legions. Rome settled disputes. Rome placed garrisons. Soon, those protected cities paid taxes. Soon, they answered to Roman governors. And just like that, Greece was no longer free. If you are still reading, notice the pattern. Rome did not always rush in with fire. Sometimes it walked in slowly with contracts and alliances. That is how real power grows. I traveled once to Sicily on official work. That island was Rome's first overseas province. I saw something there that changed how I saw my own city. Grain fields stretched as far as I could see. Slaves worked them. The grain did not feed Sicily, it fed Rome. Rome was learning to feed itself with other lands. This is important. Listen carefully. An empire that controls food controls people. Soon, Egypt's grain fed us too. North Africa fed us. Spain sent silver. Gaul sent slaves and soldiers. Rome was no longer a city living off its own land. It was a machine pulling resources from 3 continents. That is when I started hearing the word others used for us, masters.
But power changes people. As wealth poured into Rome, I saw the gap grow. Rich men brought huge estates. Small farmers lost their land. Slaves replaced free workers. The streets filled with angry citizens who once fought proudly in the legions. And then came the generals. Men like Marius, then Sulla, then Caesar. They were not just commanders, they were celebrities. Their soldiers were loyal to them, not to the Senate. I was in Rome when Julius Caesar crossed the Rubicon River. It was not dramatic at first, just news carried by riders, but the meaning was clear. A Roman general had marched on Rome itself. Civil war followed. Roman fought Roman. I saw smoke rise from parts of the city. I saw lists of names posted, men marked for death. This is the part history books sometimes rush past. The road to superpower status was paved with internal blood. Stay with me. The end of the Republic changes everything. After years of chaos, one man stood above the rest, Octavian, later called Augustus. He was young, quiet, careful, and patient. He defeated his rivals one by one, first Brutus and Cassius, then Mark Antony and Cleopatra in Egypt. When Antony fell, Egypt became Roman property, not a partner, property. With Egypt's wealth, Augustus paid the army, he fed the people, he restored order. He claimed he had saved the Republic. In truth, he ended it. The Senate still met, elections still happened, but real power sat with Augustus. For the first time, Rome had one ruler over a massive territory stretching from Spain to Syria. And here is the unsettling part. Most people were relieved. After decades of war, they wanted peace more than freedom. Think about that. Under Augustus, roads expanded. I traveled on some of them myself, straight stone roads that cut across hills and valleys. Roman law spread, Roman coins spread, Latin spread. Trade grew. Soldiers guarded borders far from Italy, Britain, the Rhine, the Danube. When I spoke to merchants from distant lands, they used Roman currency. They trusted Roman protection. That is when it became clear to me. Rome was not just winning wars, Rome was shaping the rules. If pirates attacked ships, Rome crushed them. If a king stepped out of line, Rome replaced him. If rebels rose, legions marched. Other nations did not just fear Rome, they adjusted to Rome. That is what a superpower does. It becomes the standard everyone else must react to. I once stood in the forum and listened as a senator spoke about Pax Romana, the Roman peace. Peace. It sounded noble, but I had seen how that peace was made. Cities burned, leaders executed, cultures bent. Peace under Rome meant order under Rome. And yet, for many, it worked. Roads were safe, trade was stable, law was predictable. For 200 years, large parts of the known world did not see major war. That scale of control had never existed before. Persia had been powerful, Alexander had conquered fast, but their systems broke apart. Rome built something that lasted: administration, taxes, citizenship. Over time, Rome even gave citizenship to people far from Italy: Gauls, Spaniards, Syrians. The empire grew not just by force, but by absorption. That is how it became the first true superpower, not just strong, integrated. But here is the truth that still sits heavy with me. Superpowers are not born in a single battle. They are built step by step, through fear, through patience, through smart politics, through ruthless decisions. I saw cities erased. I saw slaves chained. I saw senators flatter one man like he was a god. And I saw ordinary people live better lives because bandits were gone and grain was cheap. Power is never simple. If you have made it this far, ask yourself something. Would you trade freedom for stability? Many did. By the time I grew old, Rome's shadow covered lands I would never see,
from cold northern forests to hot desert sands. Maps changed, borders disappeared. When foreign envoys entered Rome, they did not speak as equals, they negotiated, carefully. That is when I knew the world had its first superpower, and I had watched it rise. Not in one dramatic moment, but through survival after disaster, through removing rivals, through controlling food and trade, through turning allies into provinces, through ending its own republic to gain stability. It was not destiny, it was strategy and blood. If this story changed how you see ancient history, do not stop here. Look at how modern powers rise. Look at how they remove rivals. Look at how they control trade and resources. Look at how they speak of peace. History is not dead. It repeats patterns, and sometimes it whispers warnings. If you want more stories told from the inside, simple, direct, and honest, follow along, because the rise of Rome was only the beginning, and the fall, that's even more unsettling.